I'm like this, I'm backing up, guard you, man, like I'm doing this. So I'm like this. They throw the ball up. I was like,
Yeah.
Right? Like,
who is that for?
Yeah, right, you know what I'm saying? Like, So he, comes over. I didn't know he jumped over me at the time. He dunked it. Boom!
Decision making. LeBron James has made some controversial decisions, but whether we liked them or not, he was often right when it came to creating a better life for his family and adding to his legendary career. I don't know when this was instilled in him, but he has always displayed great decision-making abilities, choosing basketball over football. LeBron was apparently just as good, if not better, on the football field versus the basketball court. But in football, you can't go straight to the league like you could in the NBA when LeBron was playing high school ball. So that would have put years of wear and tear on his body before even having a chance of getting drafted and getting paid for your services. There were no NIL deals back then for student athletes. You couldn't get paid for your services in any way or you would lose your rights to play college sports. Even though LeBron is known for his longevity, football brings a whole nother level of physicality that could potentially end your career at any second due to injury. I mean, that happens in the NBA too, but not as often. That alone is reason enough to choose basketball, but I'm sure there are some people that knew him back then that feel differently. Another great decision is him going straight to the NBA after his high school career was complete. I think everybody in society was mostly on board with this decision, but it was still a serious one he had to make, and it turned out to be the right one. His decision to leave the Cleveland Cavaliers and go team up with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh on the Miami Heat was one that people hated, and after the first year, people began to feel like it was the wrong one. It was the first time LeBron James was looked at as the villain. Just to be clear, LeBron didn't owe the state of Ohio or the Cavaliers anything, although the majority of Ohio citizens felt differently. The way he announced it was horrible, and that might be the one time he made the wrong decision.
The answer to the question everybody wants to know. LeBron, what's your decision?
In this fall, man, this is very tough. In this fall, I'm going to take my talents to South Beach and join the Miami Heat.
Miami Heat. That was the conclusion you woke up with this morning.
How arrogant to get on national TV and slap the city and the team that supported you since you've been in high school straight in the face like that. We've always been here for him. We supported him in everything what he did. And for him to up and just leave us like that, man, that hurts. It hurts.
I feel like my heart's been ripped out, stomped out and everything. Like, I feel like I'm in a dream or a nightmare right now. Like, I can't even believe this happened. What is the future for Cleveland sports?
I feel like my girlfriend just left me.
But overall, his decision to leave was the right one to make. He spent his entire life up to that point in Ohio, and college would have been the same. It was his time to go out and learn who he is as a person and not worrying about carrying the entire state on his back. To be honest, I view his 4 years in Miami as 4 years in college, and they were needed. I think he always knew he would go back to Cleveland, which he did. But he had to go away and grow as a person and a player. Most of the world thought this was a terrible decision, but 2 rings later, people felt differently. He learned how to win a ring in Miami and took that back home with him to Cleveland and won another one for his home state. Another great decision was to employ his childhood friends to help him with all aspects of his business. Not only is this helpful to his friends and to his brand, but it was helpful to him. These are the guys that has been around LeBron since he was young. Guys that he trusts. Guys that see him as LeBron and not just some guy that they can make money off of. From high school until now, there have been people that wanted to use LeBron or gain something from themselves. And his friends being there kind of creates an enclosed circle around LeBron. That allows him to really focus on his game, which naturally helps everyone around him. Those are a few of the many major decisions LeBron had to make every day. And on your way to the top, you're going to have to make them too. I don't know if it's luck, skill, or inherited, but if there's any way you can be great at decision making or become great at it, then do it, because it will help you in the long run. And don't change your decision just because people can't see your vision. Constant improvement. This is one that we see people not take serious, and that a lot of times not even attempt to do, and it can change the whole course of your journey or end it altogether. Look at what Ben Simmons is going through. He had everyone singing his praises, but we all knew he couldn't shoot the ball, and he refused to learn how. Now he's barely in the rotation after being a regular all-star year after year. When you are a talent, whether it be in basketball or marketing, small improvements means a lot, and it may be all you need to stay on top or get there in the first place. LeBron knew this early in life, and he made it a part of his life. Not only did he make a lot of small improvements, but he took it further and made a lot of major improvements, even while already being crowned the best in the NBA for the majority of his career. And whenever he had an early exit from the playoffs or missed the playoffs entirely, he always started the next season with a visible improvement in at least one area. whether it be rebounding, playing the post, shooting from three, shooting free throws, or passing. So when things are going the way you plan, that means you just need to improve. If you see someone performing better than you in your field, you need to improve. It doesn't matter how talented you are naturally or if you're the best. You still need to improve every day because someone else is, and they will pass you up if you stay at the same level you are currently at. Scandal free. When you reach a level like the one LeBron is on, then people will find every secret and put it out for the world to see. These things don't even have to be illegal. They could be just something that will cause outrage. LeBron has had some controversial times based on what he does and what his viewpoints on the world topics are, but he stayed away from having any scandals. Scandals aren't just for famous people. Everyone who has had a job seen a scandal go on at the workplace. This brings unnecessary attention and negative attention to whoever is involved. This causes you to move differently and not always in the best way. And sometimes it changes how you perform your job. When that happens, you can lose that job, and if you're self-employed, you can lose even more. Employees, business deals, money, etc. I suggest keeping your private life separate from your working life. I know people you work with seem cool, but unless you actually know them outside of work, then don't expect your business to stay private. The moment they feel different about you, even if you've done nothing wrong to them, they will start telling everything and everybody. And before you know it, you are the scandal. It may also not be someone else that caused you to end up in a scandal. It could be you just doing stupid shit, especially online. Should go without saying, but I'll say it anyway since people keep doing it. Don't say any racist shit online. Don't post yourself committing crimes online. Don't offend or argue with people online. You will end up going viral, but in a bad way. And the results of that can cause your real life to be ruined. LeBron isn't in the news for cheating on his wife, taking steroids, being racist, beating people up, blatantly offending people online, waving guns at a camera, or anything like that. Him being scandal-free allows his name to continue to hold power in his profession and hold power in the business world, which leads me to my next point, taking advantage of himself. I mentioned earlier that LeBron surrounds himself with people who aren't there to take advantage of him, but that doesn't include himself. Back in the day, most athletes were just athletes, well, in the public eye anyways. A lot had sponsorships or did local and occasionally national commercials, but most generally stuck to whatever sport they played, even the ones with the biggest names. It isn't that way now. Today we see these superstars start businesses without being a silent partner. We see them start personal YouTube pages. We see them create and host their own TV shows like the Currys and all types of other things. They are using their star power while they are the star. They no longer wait until after the career is over to try and cash out on their name and likeness. They start immediately, even while being amateurs with the NIL deals now being in play. I could be wrong, but I feel like LeBron started this new wave of athletes diversifying while playing at a high clip. LeBron and his friend / manager, Maverick Carter, and another childhood friend, Randy Sims, created multiple businesses like the Spring Hill Company, which is a development and production company, and LRMR, which is a sports marketing agency. They also own a piece of a soccer team, Liverpool FC, and a piece of the Boston Red Sox. He's done some acting as well, playing himself and playing characters, like the animation movie Smallfoot. He's also been an executive producer on projects like Black Ice. But his biggest project going on outside of his main job is a school he opened called the I Promise School, which is a school for at-risk students grades 1 through 8 in his hometown of Akron, Ohio. All in all, LeBron uses his name and reputation to create things outside of basketball that will serve him after he retires. You don't need to be an athlete or even famous in order to take advantage of yourself. Pay attention to the connections you've made. Pay attention to how people value your skills, your mind, your energy, and use that to build. You've already put in some work, so just use it. Go the extra mile. It's been reported that LeBron spends $1.5 million a year on his body and health, paying for personal trainers, personal chefs, and physical therapy. That seems like a lot of money, and it is. Most of us don't have anything close to that and definitely not able to spend that just on body and health every year. But him spending that money isn't the point. The point is him going the extra mile investing in himself. He is doing something that almost no one, even people in the same tax bracket and profession, are doing to get and stay ahead. As a professional athlete, his body holding up throughout the basketball season is what keeps his career going. So why wouldn't he invest resources into his body? For us who don't have millions in the bank, we have to rely on our time and effort to go the extra mile. If you have a small business or plan on starting one, you may need to spend most of your time or free time if you are working another job on your business. Always be productive or study strategies on how to make sure your business succeeds. If you want to make music, use that time and effort to make sure you are always creating, even if that doesn't mean you getting in the booth. You could be working on social media engagement or listening to beats. Basically, you need to do the things that people in your field isn't doing or isn't willing to do. Go that extra mile. It will put you ahead of your competitors. These are just 5 of the things that LeBron used to achieve greatness, but they aren't just exclusive to him. You can use these too. So do it. Sub up before y'all leave.